I've seen lots of people getting fooled by all kinds of sellers, so if you're planning to purchase a second-hand car, you should be watching this video. Buying a second-hand car is a great way to save money, but sometimes it can be tricky. Before we get started, you should definitely check out this video on how to buy a great used car. In that video, I'm talking about how to apply filters on car selling websites. Number of owners. I personally wouldn't buy a car with more than 2 owners. A car with more than 5-6 owners should make you question yourself, why is everybody selling it? So definitely, if you want to buy a great used car, pick one which has no more than 2 owners. Look for important exterior flaws such as scratches, swirls, space gaps, etc. If the paint looks like this, it means that it has been repainted or it may have been crashed previously. Look for space gaps. This also indicates that the car may have been crashed. My own car suffered from a light crash, but it was mentioned in the car's service history and it has been repaired in a dealership. So if the car has been crashed and you know that and it was light, you can still get that car. Just make sure that the seller isn't trying to fool you. Now, you won't buy a brand new car, so having a few scratches or swirls is perfectly normal. If it has too many scratches and swirls, it may need a professional polish or even a repaint job. A professional polish will cost from around $200. A full repaint job costs over $700. Make sure that the seller gives you both keys. Every single car comes with 2 keys out of the factory. A brand new key costs over $200, so keep that in mind. I hate having a messy, scratched interior. I don't like broken seats, I don't like to see any kind of that stuff in my own car, so definitely pay attention to interior flaws. The interior may have swirls, waves, stains and other flaws, so make sure it looks great. Make sure that it doesn't have any missing buttons. When it comes to the technical part, you have lots of things to consider. First would be mileage. I wouldn't purchase a car with more than 250,000 kilometers on board. This means that it has a lot of wear on the engine, transmission and other parts, so I wouldn't bother purchasing one unless it's a complete bargain. Oil leaks. If you see any sort of oil leaks, don't purchase that car. My own car has over 200,000 kilometers on board and it doesn't have a drop of oil on the engine. Some sellers may wash out the engine, so before looking for oil leaks, go test drive the car for at least 20 kilometers and then come back and take a closer look. Emissions. I personally work as a MOT tester and I test brakes, emissions and all the technical side of a car. If a gasoline engine is close to 0 in emissions, and when I'm saying 0 emissions, I'm referring to carbon monoxide. By running a MOT test, you can see if the car is in good condition, especially the engine, and especially if you have a gasoline engine. When it comes to diesel engines, it differs if it has a diesel particulate filter or not. Diesel cars with diesel particulate filters have 0 smoke emissions. If they have a DPF and they're emitting smoke, it means that they have lots of kilometers on board and the diesel particulate filter may be damaged or the engine isn't working properly. A diesel particulate filter is over $1,500, so keep that in mind. When a gasoline engine fails the MOT emissions test, it means that the catalyst may be worn out, the spark plugs may be worn out, the LAMBDA probes have malfunctions, or the engine isn't working properly. It may suffer from loss of compression, and all these lead to poor combustion, and poor combustion lead to emissions. A catalyst or catalytic converter starts from $500, LAMBDA probes start from $200, spark plugs are around $80, so pay attention to the MOT test. It should look like this. Emissions are 0, or almost equal to 0, as you can see. These are the results that you should be looking for in a MOT emissions test. Take a closer look at the brake pads and the brake discs. If they're completely worn out, you may need to replace them, and a set of brake discs and a set of brake pads are over $400. Avoid tuned vehicles. Owners who tuned or modified their vehicles tend to increase engine power and wear is significantly increased. Avoid any sort of tuned car unless it has an original package, such as a BMW M package or an Audi S-Line package or a Mercedes AMG package, etc. If it has an OM package, you can still purchase it. Make sure that the car has a full service history. I wouldn't bother purchasing a car without a service history. If it doesn't have one, you don't know when the previous owner changed the oil, when it changed the oil filters, if he changed on time the timing belt. You don't know for sure when or where the previous owner replaced the parts. So make sure the car has full service history. And a thing which most people don't do, take a closer look at the vehicle identity number or the VIN. In Europe there are lots of fake or copied cars, so make sure that the serial number from the car is original and it's untouched. It shouldn't have any weld signs and it should be clean like this one. If you have found a car which matches everything that I told you in this video, then you can go ahead and purchase it. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.